There we go. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the live look-in. Good to have you here for episode 27 of season 20. Hey, EB, this is episode 799.
Was just going to say that, 799. That's a good number. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, weird, man. So the next one that we do is 800, so we'll have to figure out what that is.
We're getting ever closer to being able to just put all of the episodes into AI and let it write the next ones.
Mm-hmm. I think we probably have enough now of our voices that I bet you we could. That'd be interesting to see what it came up with.
I'm sure it would just take, I know that like ChatGPT and stuff can't listen to things, but you can definitely synthesize a voice, right? Like I've done that before where I actually did feed it Coaster Radio to get it to synthesize my voice on AI. Yep. I used old episodes of Theme Park News, so it was just me.
Oh, right.
And I fed it like a dozen or so of my voice for and it did pretty good. So I think once you get our voices down, then it would just be a matter of getting seasoned. But that's the thing, though. How do you get the AI to listen to the show for the content,
right?
Not just the voice,
and to replicate the personalities. Or to try to,
right, and be able to write scripts and then find the news and all of that stuff. Because I mean, it's coming, I'm sure. But like, I have ChatGPT, the most recent ChatGPT, and I have the paid version, which is great because it remembers a lot more. You can put a lot more files in it. You can have different projects that you can set in there.
Yeah.
But I think it was like a week or so ago, I actually did drop. It was either a video file or an audio file in there, and I was like, "Can you watch this?" And then we can talk about it. And it was like, I can't watch video files.
Yeah, right.
And I was like, what are you doing? You should be able to.
It's still behind. But I think we're going to get to a point probably within the next 2 years where we could feed it ourselves and then have it listen to the whole 900 episodes
and
or whatever.
Be able to listen to it for context. Like right now with ChatGPT, the way that I have it at work, because I have the paid version, which is like $20 a month, but it's so worth it. So it remembers everything. And so you can go in there when it's time, when you've been emailing back and forth about something, you can go in there and you can say, I'm going to cut and paste this gigantic email thread just to give you background.
Yeah.
And it'll be like, great, lay it on me. And you just cut and paste like 30 emails into it. And it's like,
wild.
Got it. I have a full understanding of this project now.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It's so great.
It's cool. I've been wanting to sit down and like have it generate ideas for the show. Cause even if some of them are cheesy, some might spark another idea.
Oh so, no, it's great like that. Where you give me 30 ideas. And it's like, oh, I just wanted 2 really.
Right. Yeah. Or maybe 2 are good, so yeah.
And something else that we should do an off topic on AI because I've been noticing people who write their emails with AI.
Oh, yeah.
Like work emails with AI.
Yeah.
And they're not bothering to hide it anymore.
Yeah.
Like I always make sure to unbold everything, get rid of all of the M dashes, and then make an edit to get it a little bit closer to my own voice.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I have seen people that just literally lift it as is with like the emojis.
Yeah.
And everything that ChatGPT is known for.
Yeah. I work
you're not even trying.
Yeah. I work in video production. So I work with a lot of different people and teams and stuff. And sometimes I get these video, like, here's what we're going to do for the next 6 months. Like, and it's sort of like, these are the project. And you can tell it's like AI generated.
Yep,
yeah.
Absolutely.
And they don't even hide the fact that, like, literally, they're like, I don't know what to tell this person. ChatGPT, give me a video plan for promoting this event. And then that's what gets generated. And you're like, wait.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
But then at least give it a pass with your humanness and take away the M dashes and unbold everything.
Yes.
Because when the marketing guy sends out an email that says, hey, everybody, here's the marketing plan for this new, month-long event that we're doing. It's like, buddy, you got to at least pretend that you wrote this.
Right.
I think.
Yeah.
Or are we getting past that? Like, I would love it if we would just get past that and then we can just have our AIs talk to each other.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And then we can all stay home.
Yeah, we don't have to do anything. We could just do Coaster Radio all day.
Right.
Which that's the goal, is to not have to work and just do Coaster Radio all the time. As we're about to do right now. So let's
do Coaster Radio.
Yes, let's do it. All right. Stand by, everybody. Here we go with episode 27.
I'm very sweaty.
And I am too. I just mowed the lawn and then came in. So yeah.
Oh, look at you.
Here we go. Hi, everybody, and welcome to the original theme park podcast. You are listening to Coaster Radio. My name is Mike. I am here with my friend EB, ready to talk theme parks and thrill rides.
That's right, Mike. This is going to be a fun episode of Coaster Radio because there's some big news that will get us talking trash about Six Flags that we're going to do in the first half of the show. And then second half of the show, we've got a great interactive question that we've had a lot of responses to. What's a defunct ride that you miss? And I know we've done these before, but I feel like we should always revisit this topic every now and again because we got a lot more defunct rides and we've got some old school answers to this interactive question. And we've got some more modern examples of rides that have gone away recently. So yeah, it's a fun episode.
It's a fun episode. It's a good question too, because, you know, as people get into this hobby, you start learning about rides that are no longer with us and maybe even rides from manufacturers like B&M and stuff. Like those rides, the early ones are starting to go away, especially as some of these parks like Six Flags America is going to close down. What's going to happen to some of those roller coasters, you know, from manufacturers that are still around? We're probably going to lose them. So, you know, that might be a defunct ride that somebody talks about one time, you know, Batwing or something. Who knows? So it's going to be a good discussion. I'm excited for it, as all the things we're going to talk about tonight. It's a good show.
Yeah, sure is. And let's start with this wacky news with our first drop. Is it wacky news? I don't suppose I guess it's not really wacky. I don't know why I said it was wacky, Mike.
Well, everything with the whole Cedar Fair Six Flags merger has been a little wacky.
Okay.
Like, it would you say it's gone smoothly? I don't know. I don't know. It's just like
I think it's gone as expected.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
Right. There has not been a disaster. You know, we haven't had anything horrible happen. But we also have not had like any miraculous saving of things. And, you know, Cedar Fair quality suddenly injects itself into Six Flags. And we haven't had Six Flags completely overtake, you know, the brand of Cedar Fair or, you know, ruin Cedar Fair parks. But it hasn't been great. Yeah. But it hasn't been bad. It's fine.
Yeah. I mean, I've only been to legacy Cedar Fair parks this year. I've not gone to any quote unquote Six Flags parks. So I can say that my experiences at the legacy Cedar Fair parks have all been positive.
Good.
So I have not seen the Six Flags creep come over, you know.
Bad influence.
Yeah, an influence yet. I mean, but we are only into year one. But interesting news this week. Richard Zimmerman, the CEO of Six Flags, is leaving. I don't want to say he's out or been forced out, but who knows what it is behind the scenes. He's staying on until the board appoints a new CEO. But there's not really a reason given for why he is out.
That's the new CEO is Grok. We were talking before the show started about AI stuff, and I think they should be the first major company to appoint a AI CEO.
Why not? Why not have ChatGPT just do it? It would save the money, right? How much does that guy get paid? Like millions of dollars. So
there you go. Just let Grok do it.
Yeah. Maybe Salim Basul will you turn that. Yeah. Hey, here's what we're going to do. We don't have to pay somebody. I'm sure there are a lot of reasons why this happened. I guess you have to look at like Six Flags not having as great a year as they probably hope. I think the second quarter, their earnings were down. So
attendance was down.
Yeah, attendance was down. You could blame that on the weather. You could blame that on staffing issues.
You could blame it on closing a bunch of parks and announcing that you're not doing, you know, the late hours and you're not doing the holidays.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah. and even like in the case of Six Flags America, we'll talk about this in quick hits, but canceling Fright Fest, you know, there are a lot of things happening. So who knows? Are they looking for a scapegoat to give to the shareholders? I don't know. But I thought what might be interesting is to read a post from Matt Ouimet, who, of course, you know, worked at Cedar Point and has been in the amusement industry for a long time. I know, like a president of Disneyland Resort, I believe, at one point. He posted this on LinkedIn. If you don't mind, I just want to read it because
is this another post that's recent?
Yes, this is recent. This happened right after Richard Zimmerman was, announced he was leaving. Yeah.
Matt Ouimet has been waxing philosophical ever since he left.
Yeah.
This is another one. Yeah,
I like this because like we could sit around and try to like figure out what's going on, but this is somebody who is on the inside, knows the players, knows what's going on, was a part of all this, and has a good view, I think, of it. So here's what he said. He said, to paraphrase from Shakespeare's play Richard III, now is the summer of discontent for regional parks. Interesting. Today's announcement from Six Flags revealed the challenges of this season, along with broader industry and merger challenges.
I think if you have time to, you can just put some like sad violin music under this.
Would you like that, Mike? Should we do
or
that?
Or not? Either way is fine with me. Just people can imagine it if you don't get around to it. That's fine.
I'll do it. I'll do that. Sure. Here, we'll put a little violin. Yeah. Richard Zimmerman is exiting the CEO position by the end of the year. For the record, Richard was a great partner with me during my time at Cedar Fair and someone I respect both professionally and personally.
Memories. Yes. Okay, continue. I'm sorry.
Sometimes these jobs are impossibly hard. The results don't go in your favor, and the board decides to give someone else a shot at it. It never feels good, but those of us who have gone down this path know the risk going in. Perhaps the weather will improve and business results will turn positive. But I, for one, remain discontented until additional leadership changes are made.
Now, are you reading this? I'm sorry if you put the violins in, because now I'm starting to feel like this is angry. Is this an angry post or a sad post?
I don't know if it's angry, but I think it is
I need to look up the definition of discontented.
I think this is somebody who is frustrated and saw potential and then sees that this current board is kind of running things into the ground. I don't want to put words in Mr. Ouimet's mouth, but that's what it sounds like he's kind of saying here. He says, my former colleagues, at least the ones still there, deserve an impressive leader, and whether that is an internal or external candidate, I can't with good conscience endorse the role under the current board of directors makeup. If the board doesn't see the issue themselves, that is a problem. And then listen to this. When I sold all my stock after the merger, I told my financial advisor that part of my motivation was I didn't want to care anymore. I failed at that. So
now that's
somebody
sad.
who still cares. Yeah.
That's the sad part right there. So there's some anger, there's some sadness. I looked it up. Discontent means dissatisfied, especially in one's own circumstances.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there you go. He's dissatisfied. So I'm sorry. I mean, that sucks. I mean, it really does stink.
Yeah.
I saw a funny TikTok the other day, and it was, whenever you're having a bad day, just remember, someone is working in your old job.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And it's like, that's rude.
Yeah. It's true. It's true in some cases, though, I've had some jobs in the past, man, where I'm like, oh, I feel bad for the person who's in that office in those shoes, although most of the places that I didn't like don't exist anymore.
That's right. You know why? Because they got rid of their best employee.
Yeah.
They lost you.
Yeah, maybe. But I mean, you and I have worked at some of the same places where it was like, didn't go so well after a lot of the talent left. So anyway, there's some options here, I guess. Like one, I was reading about one option. There is somebody who just joined the Six Flags board, I think in June. His name is Michael Cole Glazier. Okay. And he was the president of Disneyland. He was the vice president of Animal Kingdom, former president of Disney Parks International, but he's the current CEO of Virgin Galactic. I don't know if that might be somebody.
That sounds like a made up job, but okay.
I know it does, right? But yeah, no, that's like that's the Richard Branson space travel thing. So that Joe Rohde went to work for. I believe,
Michael Cole Glazier is on the Six Flags board now.
Yeah.
Just started this summer. So are you suggesting that maybe they put Michael Cole Glazier as the CEO of Six Flags? Is that what you're suggesting?
Maybe, like if, Matt Ouimet did a good job and came from Disney, maybe this is somebody who's good instead of somebody who comes from like the Gap or,
I was going to say like
that dude,
the CEO of Arby's.
Yeah, like somebody who knows the industry and
the
knows
president of Disneyland. That sounds like pretty good credentials to me.
Yeah, give us some quality, man. Come on,
all right, nominate him.
Give
Are you a shareholder?
No, I wish if I was, I would raise my hand at a meeting. But like, why can't the Six Flags brand start becoming a quality brand? Why does it have to be a cheap thing? And I'm worried. I know we're going to talk about it in quick hits, like this new MVP, most valuable pass sale that they're doing. Like, hey, 50 parks for $100 next year. Like, weren't they talking about making things more expensive? And so it wouldn't just be like overrun with people. Like, they're already saying like, hey, you can have all 50 parks for the price of just one park next year.
Yeah,
I thought they were getting away from all of that.
Well, the quick hit is the turnover of the CEO. So, or that's the first drop. Let's get into the quick hits.
Quick hits.
Yeah, because I think this is really getting into, what is Six Flags doing? The first two here of our quick hits. The first one you've already said, the MVP, the most valuable pass.
Yeah.
And you were kind of getting into, this is Salim Basoul flipped. Right? Because Salim said when he came in, I want to make the parks more expensive. I want to make the parks more exclusive. I want to make the parks seem like they have a higher value by making them cost more to the consumer.
Yeah.
$100? Is that really what this thing costs?
Yeah. So I'm looking right now. So like basically the 2026 season pass, the headline of this is that you can buy the pass for any park. So your local park, but then you get 50 of the other parks in this chain for free. And so what's interesting is here's what it is. They're calling it the MVP most valuable pass sale. This goes all the way through September 1st. So what you get is admission to your home park for the rest of 2025, admission to your home park for all of 2026, but then admission to all other Six Flags owned parks for the rest of 2025 and all of 2026. That comes with free parking too. Except at Knott's Berry Farm. They do their own like separate parking. But then you also get like a bring a friend ticket for the gold pass and 2 of those tickets for the prestige passes. So it's interesting though, depending on what park you go to, the prices change. So
this is a Six Flags trick.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And now this is something that I've played with before, being kind of in a Six Flags no man's land in Southern Indiana, right? Because when I bought my Diamond Platinum pass or whatever it was that one year, I did look at, do I drive up to Chicago and buy it there? Or do I drive over to St. Louis and buy it there? And it was way cheaper in St. Louis. So that's where I went and got it. This is the same thing, but I guess I also have to look at, Kings Dominion or Kings Island or even Cedar Point as my park of choice to go and purchase this from, but I'm sure St. Louis is going to be the answer, right?
Right. Because if you went to Kings Island to purchase it, it's $115. But if you went to Cedar Point, it's $99.
Right.
So, is it worth $16 to you to go to a different park if you're there anyway?
I am a dumb person who will drive like 4 hours out of my way to save $16.
Yeah. So.
Just to stick it to them, be like, I'm on to you.
Yeah, but still, like the closest one to me, Kings Dominion, $95 for all 50 parks. But in the reality, who's
St. Louis? This can't be real.
How much is that? Wait, let me see.
$55?
Oh yeah, it's cheap. Same thing at like Six Flags Over Georgia. Like there's a $55 pass.
Wait, I can drive to Six Flags St. Louis this weekend, buy a pass for $55. And I can go to all Six Flags parks, including Legacy Cedar Fair parks, for the rest of this year and all of next year with free parking.
That's what it says right here. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, it's right there.
That's
crazy, man. Yeah, I mean,
what?
Yeah,
I'm so confused by that.
Yeah, especially when they were saying we're going to make these parks more expensive so that you're not being overrun with people. And I fear that's what's going to happen here. Although, like I was saying, people don't go to all 50 parks. Like only people who listen to the show go to all 50 parks. Like most people stick to the one that's close to their house. Maybe go to another if you're going to visit your Uncle Ed.
But with free parking, that really does make it attractive to try to go as many as you can, because when you have that, I know when they had the tiered passes and some of them did not have parking, it was like, well, it's still going to cost me $30 to go to the park.
Right.
So you do have to think about it. But if it's literally free.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, wow. It's pretty impressive. So We will see. We'll see what happens. I mean, because I'd like to see what this new CEO is going to come in. The biggest thing about the CEO, is it going to be somebody from the industry, or is it going to be somebody from like some other industry that doesn't know theme parks and doesn't know, the quality of that? Or are they only going to be looking at the bottom line? Is it going to be somebody from finance who doesn't know how to run a theme park company? Then we're all screwed, man. Yeah.
I'm so shocked by this $55 thing, and it's really making me question all things.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's really making me question reality. Yeah. That seems like such a low price that I ought to be able to exploit it somehow.
I know,
like a
right?
serious way.
Yeah.
Like,
it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It makes me bummed that I bought a King's Dominion pass like a month and a half ago. If I knew this was coming, I would have waited. Yeah.
Well, it would make financial sense for you to just throw that one in the garbage.
Yeah, right. Buy this one. Yeah, sure. Yeah. At this point.
It sure would.
At this point.
I mean, I might have to drive to Six Flags. I might have to drive to St. Louis this weekend to get this thing. When does it end?
September 1st.
Okay, so I have a couple of weekends.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh man, it's wild.
Yeah. Well, this is a Six Flags heavy show because in just November 2nd, Six Flags America is gone forever, unless you believe what like Prince George's County is saying, like, oh, we're gonna have the new owner save the, that's not happening. Yeah, but it's kind of sad to see that the park is going out with a bit of a whimper, man. Like it's not having the greatest season ever to finish strong. People are talking about going to the park and seeing entire sections of the park closed, including the Gotham area, I guess, or the superheroes area,
the DC,
with DC Comics with Superman and Batwing, and they're saying they're waiting on parts. But at this point, why?
Why would you? Yeah. No, they're not waiting on parts. No. They're done.
Yeah.
They're like you said, Mike. They're just letting the park, deteriorate, and they're just shutting it down. It's like when your mall starts to go out of business and the anchor store leaves.
Yeah.
But then like the other stores that are down that same hallway start to close.
Right.
My mall, the mall in my town, they closed the Macy's, but then just outside the Macy's was like a Payless and an eyeglasses place, and both of those closed. And then like the next couple of stores closed. So they built a fake wall
so
that you couldn't see the closed stores.
Yeah.
But then more stores closed. So they moved the fake wall closer. So the mall's literally shrinking now.
It's shrinking,
on us. Yeah. But that's what they're doing at Six Flags America. And I think they're going to keep moving the wall of what's closed until all that's left is the water park.
Yeah,
and then that's going to be the end.
Yeah. And they announced no Fright Fest this year. And that's kind of a bummer when people buy their passes probably anticipating that there's going to be Fright Fest. And then you're like, we're not going to do that either. So your analogy of the shopping mall is very good. And I think it really goes along with these next two trip reports we're going to hear. These are trip reports from Six Flags America from the past couple of weeks here.
Oh, good.
Let's play them and hear what people are saying.
Now you put the violin music in.
Yeah. Maybe it needs to come back here for this. So, yeah, let's listen. We've got two trip reports here. Here's the first one. A little bit of the coaster sounds there, EB. Oh, we won't get to hear that much more.
Hello, Coaster Radio. This is James from Chicago, and I'm here at one of your home parks that you love so much, Six Flags America here in Maryland, and that was the Joker's Jinx. I just went on that and the Wonder Woman Lasso of Truth ride, and it's just so interesting to watch this park kind of abandon itself from the inside out. I saw an abandoned kids section. Superman and Batwing are closed. They're awaiting parts, but I mean, it's so late in the season, I feel like they're not going to get the parts for Batwing to kind of get it open again. So I'm really sad about that. It's a pretty gloomy day. It's like misting.
Sad.
So I'm hoping to get on at least Roar, and I'm going to go to Firebird right now. It's just a really interesting park. I got to say, I really like this Gotham City area, and I'm like fascinated by just looking at the Penguins Blizzard River. I mean, it's such an interesting ride. You don't really see those anymore. Those kind of raft water rides. inside the dry park, which is just something so cool to actually see. And I love all the IP around this section. Every ride is like a big attraction, which is really nice. But I kind of love Joker's Jinx. It was pretty smooth, and I really love those turns and the fact that they could fit it in that little spaghetti ball. It's just crazy. Thank you for all that you do, and I'll see you later.
All right, thank you so much. So yeah, kind of a sad trip report there. It's misting on him as he's.
I like that. Not only that, it's cloudy. It's sad. Yeah.
Yeah, and couldn't Joker's Jinx be picked up and moved though? I mean, that's a good roller coaster. As we've
It's a great
seen,
roller
like,
coaster
with the Flight of Fear coaster. Like, that can't that just be picked up and sent to Michigan's Adventure or something? That seems like that's an easy one to move.
It's awfully old. I don't know.
It's old though too. It's old. Yeah,
it's real old.
Yeah. Do you want to hear the other one? Here's another one from
I
believe a family that's here, and I think you're having a similar experience. Take a listen.
Hey, Mike and EB. It's the Sanford family, and we are at Six Flags America, right near Mike. And we're here for the final ACE event that's ever going to be held here. And probably the final event ever, period. ACE or not.
Oh.
Wow. People overhate this park.
Aww.
Six Flags Darien Lake that we went to earlier this season was a lot less... It was a lot more lifeless.
Oh.
And the staff weren't as interested in being there. And this park is like, it's got decent scenery. The staff are interested. And hopefully some of you guys can get out to ride coasters here. Because it's a good park. Anyway,
all right.
Bye.
Yeah, there we go. Well, at least somebody's saying they're having a good day and that it's a good park. I was curious to see that person say that the staff was interested in their jobs, because I heard from a friend who went last week, and they said that they were in line for like one of the flat rides.
Okay.
And there was one guy operating it, and he was slow, but then he saw some girls that he liked on the ride, and when they got off the ride, he abandoned the ride to go talk to them and try to get their phone number. So like people are waiting to board, but he like actually just walked away from.
He just flipped the closed sign.
Yes, yeah. That's what he did.
Sure,
Yeah.
great.
Yeah,
well,
he
maybe that was last week, maybe, and as they continue to close down pieces of the park, they get rid of all of the bad sour apples.
Yeah, right.
And
maybe
that guy, they were like, "Hey, you want some time to go hit on some girls and get their phone numbers? I'll give you more time."
Yes.
You're out of here.
Bye.
You're out of here, buddy.
I like that though. The guy's like, "Hey, this place isn't going to be open a few months from now. I might as well get the digits." So there we go.
Cool.
There we go. Yeah.
Good.
Hey, so do you remember a while ago, Busch Gardens Williamsburg did the Ride the 5 challenge?
I do remember.
Yes. We had fun with that. I think we had the big boy character actually take the Ride
He
the 5
did.
challenge and try to ride all the roller coasters in one day at Busch Gardens. Well, they're doing this at SeaWorld Orlando for National Roller Coaster Day, which is coming up on August 16th, so next week.
Okay.
Basically what it is and there's not going to be a time challenge. I think at Busch Gardens, didn't they have like a 2-hour time challenge?
It was something like that, like a half day or something,
Yeah.
whatever it was. But yeah. Mhm.
And we actually timed it out, and we figured out that it was impossible to do. Like
It was 5 coasters in too little time, even if you ran from one to another.
Exactly.
If there were lines. Mhm.
Yeah. For this, it's a little easier. The park is saying if you can ride all 8 of their roller coasters during your stay, during the entire day, you get a limited edition poster. And the first 2,000 guests who come in are going to receive an exclusive Ultimate Challenge lanyard to track their progress.
Okay, so you get a lanyard
Mm-hmm.
when you go in and you say, "I'm going to do this challenge," and then it's probably got like a punch card system or something like that on it. You ride all 8 roller coasters, which I'm assuming if you're going to the park, you're going to try and ride all 8 roller coasters.
Yep.
And then you get a cool free poster.
Fun.
I love
these
this.
things. I like these things. These are good. And especially it's kind of a fun challenge. Sometimes, you go to the park and you can't get all those rides, and then you go there trying that specifically.
I'm a big fan of anything that is trying to gamify my experience.
Yes, I like that too. I like
Yep.
that too, especially if you're like a pass holder and you go all the time.
Right.
You're
This
like,
is another way of enjoying it in a different new way. Yep.
Yeah, I love it when parks do this. It's smart and makes it fun, and I wish more would. They also that day are going to have a special behind-the-scenes tour of Kraken. This is for pass holders only, though. It's going to be taking place at 10 a.m. and again at 1 p.m.
Oh, they're trying to trip me up and slow me down so I can't ride all 8 roller coasters.
Exactly right. Yeah, as you go there and
ride
check
all
out
8 roller coasters. But here's a distraction: a Kraken behind the scenes tour.
Yeah, and do they have to shut down Kraken for the tour? Because that would make it hard.
You better strategize. See,
yeah, you got to check that out. All right.
Cool.
One last thing, in terms of things happening in the next week or so, Universal Horror Unleashed out in Las Vegas opens on August 14th.
Yeah,
and they did a media preview and they showed some inside footage. It looks pretty good, EB. I was just curious what you thought. How do you think this is going to go?
I mean, this is Universal level quality haunts and a bar restaurant.
Yeah.
Right. And massive gift shop and that sort of thing.
Yep.
We had been so excited when they announced this. We had been saying this would be so cool and what a great place to put it. But Mike, you, I'm sure, have been following the news. Vegas is hurting.
Yes.
And nobody quite seems to know why.
Right. Yeah.
Vegas was making a comeback, it seemed like, but now, was that a blip? Is Vegas going to, what's happening, Mike? Tell us, you're the Vegas expert.
I think it's for two reasons.
Okay.
I think one of the reasons you can blame Vegas itself, Vegas used to be a place that you could go to and find deals. If you were going to spend a ton of money in the casino, it didn't matter because you could get cheap hotel rooms.
Yep.
You could get cheap meals. You could get things comped to you. Complimentary things given to you from the casino. Like if you were sitting there and playing slots, not only would you get a free drink, but they'd give you a coupon. Hey, go to the buffet. So you're like, hey, I just dropped $100 at the slot machine. Doesn't matter though. I got a free meal. They're doing away with all of that, and they're nickel and diming everybody. They've got these resort fees that are like $30 a day added to your thing. The rooms are starting to get outdated. At places like Luxor. I was watching a YouTube video the other day of somebody who went and stayed at the Luxor, and it looked like crap.
And when we were younger, that was the news strip.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
that's what we called it, the news strip. And it was where all of the best hotels were. And now.
Right. Yeah. And everything there, a drink. I bought a friend a drink in Las Vegas last time I was there. It was $30, man. Like, come on, give me a break. Give me and so everything is just, if they're going to cater to high rollers, you're going to see people say, I don't want to go, I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there and spend that money. So I think that's part of it. But I also think you were just having fewer international guests come to the United States.
Oh.
We don't have to talk about why, but it's true.
Yeah,
it's true.
No, that's 100% true. And Vegas is one of those places. I mean, Vegas is a city that is like the national parks. It's where you're going to find a lot of, foreign. I was just in Boston and drove back, and we stopped at Niagara Falls. Now that's a place where Americans go once in a lifetime and don't ever need to go back. But that is a incredibly popular tourist destination for world travelers. Vegas, I think, is a city that is that more than any other city, I would say, is if you were going to travel from overseas to the United States, what is the most American place you could go? The place that has cowboys, gambling, and food and drink.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And I've seen exactly that in my 25 years of going to Las Vegas. It's a very international city. You've got a lot of international tourists, so they're wondering why aren't people coming? I think the country has to look itself in the mirror, man. Yeah.
There you go. And we were all hoping that new area that was getting Area 51 or Area 15 and all of that other stuff that was getting built down there on that south side near the airport, including this Monsters Unleashed or Universal Horror Unleashed. We thought that was going to be like the new strip in a lot of ways, where it was going to be all of the themed entertainment, not necessarily focused on the gambling, but this massive themed entertainment mecca with the Omega Mart and all of that other stuff. But if Vegas is taking a turn, the timing might be wrong for Universal Horror Unleashed.
I was a little worried about that too.
And that would be too bad, because it's going to spell disaster for any hopes that it would grow and go to other cities too.
Yeah. And so my question for this is what's going to be interesting about this Universal Horror Unleashed. It kind of, I don't want to compare it to Disney Quest, because Disney Quest was this big box and they had things that you could go in and do. But what doomed Disney Quest is they didn't change things out. So once you went once and then you went back again, you're like, well, wait, I've done everything in there. I don't want to pay money to go back in. I'm wondering if they have a plan for this to change things every now and then so that, people will come to Las Vegas. They'll do a 2 or 3 days. They might go to Universal Horror Unleashed. Then they might come back 2 or 3 years later. Is it the same stuff, or will it be all new experiences? So you're like, oh, I remember that. Oh, but they've got like 4 new houses I can walk through. And I'm curious if they will just import the best stuff from Halloween Horror Nights in Orlando to this place and just change it up. Because I'm guessing it's just sets that they can move in and out. Probably modular, right?
In a way, I think you're making a case for them to build these in other cities.
Yeah,
right,
sure.
Where you would be able to move these around. What was the thing we talked about a few weeks ago? The Netflix house.
Yes, yeah.
Right,
yeah.
and we were looking at what was going into the different Netflix house experiences, and they were different from city to city to city. And we said, oh, the model here is obvious. You leave it open enough for people to do it, and then you just rotate.
Right.
That's what we need here. That's what we need. We need to have a couple of more Horror Unleashed to open so they can rotate the houses for exactly what you're saying, Mike.
Yeah. I bet you they've thought of that. Because, you can't just go and do the same thing over and over. So I'm excited for it. I'm excited to see what happens when it opens on the 14th and to talk about it a year from now and see where.
Will you go in April next time you're in Vegas?
Yes. The next time I'm in Vegas,
100%.
100%. I will go. I will make that. That will be one of the top things I do. It'll be one of the fastest things I do because I like that area. I like Area 15. It's pretty cool. Another area I like is Pittsburgh. I like to go up there and check out Kennywood. I've not been, though, EB, in a long time. I have not gotten a chance to ride Steel Curtain. But I feel even if I did go to Kennywood, like that ride has had a lot of ups and downs. But our listener, Aaron, was just up there. Here is a trip report from him getting a chance, I believe, to get on the ride now that it's been running a little more reliably.
Mike and EB, this is Aaron from Cleveland once again, this time in enemy territory. I'm here at Kennywood, standing under Steel Curtain, which I got on for the first time today in 4 years. I accidentally went to Kennywood on August 6th in 2021 and 23, so I'm keeping the tradition going every other year.
Accidentally?
Of course, I didn't get on Steel Curtain last time because it was closed, but I managed to get on it today after a quick shutdown scare. And just like the football team, it's still kind of mediocre in my opinion. Doesn't do a whole lot. Some of the airtime moments are good. Some of the inversions are solid. But other than that, still got a weird vibration. And I don't know, just not my favorite ride. But I'm glad I got on it again. It is a very light crowds day here at Kennywood. We've gotten on pretty much everything, and we're having a great time. Keep up the great work.
All right. Thank you so much, Aaron. So, EB, is Steel Curtain a ride that is more like a YouTube ride, like more fun to watch than it is to ride, do you think?
I don't know. I'm like Aaron. I've been to Kennywood since Steel Curtain opened, but it's been closed. So I have not gotten to ride it yet. I can't say. I mean, it looks cool in the park. It's big. You can see it from really far away, but I have no way of saying it. I don't hear people raving about it, saying it's the greatest ride ever. And yes, it's got a lot of inversions, but I haven't, people, it's mediocre like Aaron said.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of a roller coaster that is just like inversion after inversion, like the Smiler, like everybody was like all hyped up about that. But I don't like a ride that is just flip, 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 flip. It's got to be more. And I would ride this and be excited to ride it, but I after hearing Aaron talk about it, like he was like, yeah, it's okay, and I wonder if that's why. Yeah,
and there's no story to the ride, right?
No,
and you don't travel anywhere, right? Like I don't mind a ride that doesn't have a story if it like travels, if it like goes out into the park and it goes over and under rides and goes out into the woods and around the lake and then back. At least you feel like you're going somewhere.
Yeah.
But these rides that are compact like this, like you said, Smiler, a ride that's compact like this, where all it does is, okay, it's a roller coaster that does things.
Yeah.
That's not enough.
Right. I'm with you.
Yeah.
I would like to get up there though.
Except Joker's Jinx.
Yes. There you go. Yeah.
And Poltergeist and Flight of Fear. Those are all great. I love that spaghetti bowl.
I like Poltergeist at Fiesta, Texas.
Same ride.
Oh, it's in a haunted house. You go, it's kind of cool. Very cool. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we are going to do an interactive topic asking our listeners, what defunct ride do you miss the most? And, we have done this question before in years past. Haven't done it in a long time, but there are some new answers, like you said, EB, some ones we've never heard before. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And coming up right after this.
This is Coaster Radio.
All right. Are you good? Do you need a break?
No.
Okay. Good. Here we go. Welcome back, everybody, to the original theme park podcast. You are listening to Coaster Radio. I am Mike, sitting here with EB, having a good time right here at the end of the summer, man. Like we were talking about before we started, I was out mowing the lawn. Like it's summertime, like the grass is green, sun is shining, people out at the parks. I'm liking it, man. And next week, I don't know what we're going to do next week. It's actually kind of a big episode for us, but I'm not 100% sure what next week will bring, because I am going to have a chance to be out at the Ocean City Boardwalk.
Ooh, cool.
And I'm trying to see if I can maybe get an interview with the people from the Trimpers Haunted House.
Oh, yeah. You said you were going to try and get like maybe a lights on tour or something like that.
Yeah, I'm trying. As much as I am reaching out, nobody is getting back to me. And so I'm going to keep trying. I don't know if anybody out there
Wait a minute. You're telling me that a 100-year-old garbage park on a boardwalk at the beach doesn't have a PR team that responds to emails?
Yeah, I'm trying everything. I'm going through Instagram. I'm trying everything. But yeah, no. So if anybody out there knows somebody at Trimpers and Ocean City, because they've got that great Tracy dark ride there, man. Like I want to hear about that and hear.
I feel like you could just put on a high vis vest and carry a clipboard and a flashlight and just step over the railing and be like, yeah, look at that bat. That's so cool.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I'm here to inspect
the tour yourself.
Yeah, maybe.
Exactly.
So I'm going to work on that. If not, I will come up with something to do. From the amusements there. But here's the thing. So this episode that you are listening to right now is episode 799 of Coaster Radio.
Uh-huh.
The next one will be 800. If for some reason next week it's like a truncated episode, like for doing some beach stuff, like with just an interview, maybe that's not episode 800. Maybe that's just like a little bonus thing we release next. And then you and I come back and do like an 800th episode.
You feel like you have to celebrate all of these, Mike. You don't.
I feel like 800
you do.
is a milestone.
You like to mark every occasion. It's true.
I do.
I feel like sometimes you can just let them go. Just do a regular show. It's okay. Let it pass on by.
Just say it's 800, like we're passing 800.
And that's it. That's it.
All right. All right. It just feels like, I remember when we did 700, I was like, 800 will be another great milestone. But you're right. 800 is it's like celebrating your 28th birthday. It's like, that's not that big a deal. Yeah.
It's like celebrating your 800th birthday.
Yeah, that's right. That's a lot of episodes, man.
It is a lot of episodes. It's pretty great. It's pretty great. I mean, I'm not denying that it is not something to recognize and celebrate at all. I'm just saying you don't need to say we need to pause and come up with some sort of grand thing with lots of extra content and complications because
but can you imagine,
we just need to keep plowing through.
You and I've gotten together and done this 800 times. That's shocking to me. Like, and there's still stuff to talk about. That's what's amazing. I don't, even though we are going to do an interactive topic we've done before, but I think it's good because it gives different people a chance to talk about it. We could
play, do your math here with me, Mike.
Yeah.
You could play 10 seconds from each of the 800 episodes, and that would make up the 1 hour episode of Coaster Radio.
Sure. Why not? And I wish we could have AI do that for us and just like, hey, take all these episodes, pull 10 seconds from each, and we'll just slap it together. That'd be pretty good.
What would that be? That would be 8,000 seconds. How many hours is 8,000 seconds? Come on. That's 2.5 hours. You could do 5 seconds.
Why not? Yeah,
you do 5 seconds from every episode, and it would make an hour and 10-minute episode of Coaster Radio. I'm sure there's a listener out there, Matt, who is like, I'm going to do this.
Yeah. Imagine that jumble of words that would be.
It would be like 2 words each. Yeah.
Yeah.
You could assemble an episode of Coaster Radio using the word spoken.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
Like we were talking about with AI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yes. So we love it when we've done all these 800 episodes, and I think the reason that the show continues is because of the audience itself and the interactivity of the show and the audience, and we really appreciate it every time we do something requiring audience participation, people step up. And that is exactly what has happened this time. We asked everybody, what defunct ride do you miss the most? And it seems like these days we're having more and more rides like that are been with us, since childhood and beyond, that are going away. And so, maybe is it a ride that you grew up riding that is gone, or is it a ride that you never got a chance to ride that you wish you could have ridden? So, EB, do you have one? Do you have one of these that's like a ride that either you miss because you haven't had a chance to, or it's gone before you had a chance to get on it?
Yeah, I would say we had the trip report in the first half of the show about the River Rapids rides, right?
Yes.
And Holiday World a couple of years ago, they closed down, and now there's nothing even in the footprint of their old River Rapids ride. That was always a favorite, always a must ride going to Holiday World. And there is something special, like our listener said in that trip report, about riding a water ride in the dry park. So that's one specifically that I miss. I'm trying to think of where I have ridden before, and I'm trying to look at where these were. The old rotor attractions.
Yes, those are good.
This is an old classic ride that was weird and industrial feeling and mechanical and dangerous. It was literally, think about the Gravitron, how you lay down on these pads or whatever, or a Revolution where you stand up in the cage and it spins a little bit. The rotor was just a cylinder with a floor. Everything was carpeted, probably in brown or orange because it's 1982. And you stand on the floor, then it starts to spin. The operator is up above on like a wood deck looking down into the cylinder like a giant barrel, carpeted barrel. And as it spins faster and faster, you're pressed against the side, and then the floor lowers, and you're by the force of the spinning pressed up against the carpeted walls. And this was not one of those where it was like they would yell at you for wiggling your foot or, raising your arm or lifting your head. People could flip themselves upside down. You could crawl around on the outside of this thing. They just don't exist anymore. I think there's none left in operation in the U.S. I think there might be none left.
I think
I'm looking at the list of where they used to be. Some of the big parks they were at: Carowinds, Cedar Point, Elitch Gardens, Frontier City. I think that might have been where I rode one, is Frontier City, because it did operate until 2019. Hershey Park had one up into the 90s. Kennywood had one into the 90s. King's Dominion. Definitely remember riding Time Shaft.
The Time Shaft.
In Smurf Mountain.
Yes, in the mountain. You'd have to like walk through the queue into the mountain, and then it would be this weird, like, they had disco ball lights and stuff in there, and that was the most awesome ride. Yeah. It was so great.
Yeah, I'm looking, and I think it must have been Frontier City, must be the last one that I rode. Worlds of Fun had one up until 2017. I'm looking at the list and seeing which one was the most recently operating. It might have been that one in Frontier City, 2019.
Yeah.
Somebody correct me if I'm wrong there.
Yeah.
But the rotor, classic ride.
Yeah. Mine, actually, you reminded me of one that I miss at my home park of King's Dominion, one of my two home parks. They used to have the mountain where the Time Shaft was, but they also had a ride in there called the Haunted River.
Yeah, they did.
And I think it was an Intamin flume ride. But they did a pretty admirable job of building some creepy stuff that the boats would float through, including like something that looked, they had a big pirate ship in there that looked very much like Pirates of the Caribbean. They had a jungle section with, these big man-eating spiders and stuff. They had an Egyptian section with mummies. Good, pretty decent special effects for back in the day. And you have to like admire what King's Dominion did early on with that mountain, because it had Smurf Mountain, it had this Time Shaft ride, but also the Haunted River, 3 attractions in one mountain. And I miss that. I miss that so much.
Very, very cool. I'm watching a walkthrough and POV of the Haunted River right now in all of its 80s glory.
It's
a great ride.
It's so good. It was great. Yeah.
All right. What do the listeners have to say?
Yeah. So listeners stepped up here, and let's go right now to a voicemail, because people send in voicemails. They send in emails.
Great.
So let's start it off. Walk down memory lane.
Hi, this is Tim from Muskego. You, in the last show, you asked what defunct ride would you like to have come back. I had the unique opportunity to go to the Hard Rock theme park both years of its operation.
Mhm.
First is the Hard Rock theme park, and then
Oh,
it's the
cool.
Freestyle park. I would like to bring back the Hard Rock theme park version of Led Zeppelin The Ride.
Neat.
No roller coaster ever connected music to a ride as well as that one.
Yeah.
You get to hear the big scream as you're going down that first slope. And when you're going around, you walk up to it in line, you hear the do-do-do-do-do-do, and it's coming and going as you walk up. It is so cool. I wish that ride would still exist today.
Yeah, a lot of people do. And to me, it's like that Hard Rock Park.
What a
Kind of
story.
seems like a fever dream, man, that it even existed in the first place. Remember the Knights in White Satin dark ride?
Yeah,
Didn't
this
you
is
go there to that park
after it closed.
Yeah.
After it was closed and abandoned, I went to that. I went to go see it and look through the gate, and I thought I was just going to be able to walk up and look through the gate, but the gates were open.
Yeah,
So we went all the way up to the ticket booths and everything. And yeah, if you're new to this hobby, look up Hard Rock Park and read that story. It's fascinating. It's absolutely fascinating. So that's great. We have a listener that was able to go. Both years it was in operation under two different themes and names.
Yeah.
Which again, just part of the wild story that is that park.
Yeah, Tim wasn't the only one to say the Led Zeppelin ride.
Okay.
Liam also said his most missed coaster is that B&M Led Zeppelin ride at the Hard Rock Park. The park closed before he was able to go, and being a huge music fan, he would have loved to have visited the park and even ride a roller coaster themed to one of his favorite genres. He says it would have been amazing to know what a ride like Hulk would have been like just a couple of hours from him in an amazingly unique theme park. So imagine that though. Yeah, I mean that they had like a giant B&M original roller coaster at that park is pretty wild, and now it's gone. So. Jarrett wrote in and said, as for one ride he has ridden that he misses, it's definitely Curse of Dark Castle at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. To this day, it's his favorite attraction at the park, and he's sad he missed out on its later years due to being in college and having theme parks out of mind. I'm just like Jarrett. When I was in college, I did not go to theme parks. Isn't that weird? Like I loved it before and after, but during college, I did not visit one theme park. Pretty weird.
Well, you discovered women.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's it. I think that's it. It replaced theme parks. Yeah. Jared also says for one,
focused on your studies. I'm sure.
That's right. Oh yeah, that was absolutely
at Alabama.
Yes, my great GPA at Alabama. Saw more football games than I went to classes. But all I did was study how to make TV shows. Man, I didn't care about the other stuff. Like, the only stuff that really interested me was like, hey, can I be on the radio and make TV shows? That's it. Anyway, he misses Horizons or the original Journey into Imagination at Epcot. These are two he didn't get to ride. The legacy he hears of Horizons sounds incredible, and even the mediocre current version of Journey into Imagination resonates with him, given the message and theme song. In fact, Jarrett got his first ever tattoo referencing that ride earlier this year. So
did he get a figment?
I guess so. Maybe so. Yeah. That's pretty good. Yeah.
Great.
Ryan wrote in and said he's not sure if experiences count for this question, but his most missed attraction is Batman Night Flight at Six Flags World of Adventure in Ohio. He grew up about 20 minutes from the park, and he went there often. He knows that the ride lives on as Dominator at King's Dominion, and he got to ride that a month ago. So that's good. But there was something about the location next to the lake at Six Flags and the theming around Batman before it just came to King's Dominion and kind of had a lifeless Dominator theme, and that's true. That's true. He always liked how the queue went under the first mini dip out of the station and how the line started underneath the Cobra Roll and how the track just fit around the terrain, not to mention the Batman theming and the music.
Okay, best implementation of a Batman theme for a good roller coaster.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's go back to our voicemail here and hear from Ryan.
Hey, CoasterRadio.com. This is Ryan from Milwaukee calling in regarding this week's listener question. The most beloved defunct attraction, that's a tough one, but for me, I think hands down it has to be Dragon Mountain at Marineland in Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada. This is just such a weird white whale of an attraction that coaster enthusiasts from throughout the world have wanted to experience, and to mixed results, really, because it hasn't been operating that much the past few years. And now they close all the rides, and now they're selling parks. So it's like part mine train, part looping roller coaster. It has one of the world's only butterfly inversions. It's just such a wacky, cool ride, and has a lot of surprising elements like the dive into the tunnel that just keeps on going. And it's just one of my favorite rides, just for its quirkiness and the fact that they literally built a mountain in the middle of like a literal mountain out of dirt in the middle of the park for this.
Yeah.
It's just a crazy ride that I'm very fortunate to have experienced. So that's it for me. Thanks, guys, for everything you do, and take care.
Okay, thank you so much, Ryan. So this is why I like this question, EB, because it gives you some answers that you might not think about, and that's definitely one, Dragon Mountain.
Cool. Good.
Interesting.
Thanks, Ryan.
Yeah. Shane wrote in and said for a non-thrill ride, he's going with the Intamin triple Ferris wheel that was at Six Flags Great America. It was a Ferris wheel that had 3 arms and looked like a wonder. As for a thrill ride, he says he knows this is going to be mentioned a few times. He's going with the dueling inverts at Islands of Adventure, Dueling Dragons.
Oh, okay. Yep. Sure.
He rode them when they faced each other and when they didn't, and it still hurts to know they're gone, even though the Hagrid ride is a great attraction.
Yeah, I think that's a classic answer to this question.
Yeah.
So
that
good.
is
Thanks,
good
Shane.
one. I missed that too. I really thought, like, when Islands of Adventure opened, that the Dueling Dragons attraction was the heart of that park in terms of like its innovation and those near misses, that B&M were able to engineer, especially at one point where the 2 trains like barreled at each other and then went up into a loop. I just remember that. I remember like sitting in the front row on both sides and just thinking how amazing that was. So it's a bummer that we don't exactly have that. Although, I guess they're trying to do the same thing across the way with the dueling roller coaster at Epic Universe. So that's good. Let's see. How about Jose? He says the defunct ride he misses most is Back to the Future, the ride. Even though he has been to both Universal Studios, Hollywood, and Florida, the ride was already gone by the time he got there. Back to the Future is his favorite movie of all time, and also his favorite movie memory. And it drives him crazy he never got to experience that ride. He even attended this year's Universal Fan Fest nights just to try out the special Back to the Future experience. So
Heck yeah.
I'm with you. I think I remember riding Back to the Future, the ride, in like 1992. And remember, that's 3 years after Back to the Future came out. So like you're like right in the middle of that, like the mania of that movie where it's so fresh. And I just remember thinking how great it was, like how perfect the experience was of feeling like you were a part of that story. They knocked it out of the park with that.
Yeah, and it's still fun. I never got to ride it, but there's the highest quality video of the ride itself on YouTube available. So if you haven't, watch it. It's like a mini sequel to the movies. Absolutely. It fits in. I mean, I don't know if it's canon or not, but it certainly is.
Oh yeah.
Very Back to the Future and super fun.
It's so good. I just remember the queue and the pre-shows and how it like built.
And that's definitely gone forever.
Yeah. It's a bummer, man. It's a bummer. And will we ever see another Back to the Future attraction? We'll see. Interesting.
We'll see.
Yeah, let's go back to the voicemail line.
Hi, it's Andy from New Hampshire with my most missed attraction. I think it would be the Ford Magic Skyway at the 1964 World's Fair, which was just a forerunner for so much of what then happened with Omnimovers at Disney that became such a staple of how dark rides could work.
Yeah, actually, that's great. And I wonder, did Andy get a chance to ride it, or is he just saying he would have liked to have ridden it?
Yeah, I think that's a historical answer right there. That's good.
Yeah, that's a good one because so much came from that World's Fair in terms of theme park attractions. With It's a Small World and the Skyway. It's I mean, and that's so many of the ride systems at Disney parks and regional parks even that exist today came from technology that was developed there. Really cool.
Well, and talking about, if you want to go down a rabbit hole, just read about the World's Fair and the history of the World's Fair and what those events were.
Yep.
It just boggles the mind that those existed and then went away.
Yeah.
But to be around to experience those must have been incredible.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Lauren said she wanted to bring up all of the log flumes that parks have gotten rid of.
Just as a category. I agree.
I know. Yeah. Yeah. Carowinds had one that she rode as a kid, and that was themed to Nickelodeon's Wild Thornberry. She remembers being devastated when they were tearing it down. It opened with the park alongside Thunder Road, and she says rest in peace to that ride as well.
Mm-hmm.
It had a pretty killer first drop, according to her 6-year-old memory. And, of course, it was replaced with the Intimidator. So she goes, that was a pretty fair trade overall.
Very good. Okay, good. I agree.
I love, log rides and flume rides. I wish we had more of those. Spenny wrote in and said that he lives in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. And like most in Detroit, Windsor, his home park is Cedar Point, which is 2 hours away. They used to have a local park called the Coney Island of Detroit, called Boblo Island or Bobolo Island.
Yeah, Boblo
Island. Yep. It had 3 roller coasters, a flume, an Enterprise, a Sky Tower, and it sounded like a lot of fun. It was owned by the same company that owned the Harlem Globetrotters back in the late 80s and early 90s. But it closed after the 1993 season, 2 years before he was born. He hears people at work and in the community talk about how great it was, but he wonders, what if Six Flags or even Hershend purchased it and expanded it into the Coaster Wars, giving Metro Detroit the 17th largest metro area giving Metro Detroit, which is the 17th largest metro area in North America, its own world-class theme park. I don't know if that's going to happen, but it's an idea. It's an idea for sure.
Well, I think I did a theme park news park hopper about Boblo Park, and it is on an island, and it is a historic park. I think there is on one end of the park there is housing now, but a lot of the remnants of the park are still there. I think the swimming pool is still there. I think there's still there's a couple of ride towers. I think there's the dance hall, I think, is still standing. If you go and you look, there's an island in the river between Detroit and Canada, and you can find Boblo Island. Zoom all the way in, you can see some of it. It's nice. A park with a really interesting history.
All right.
It was a fun park hopper, but Spenny, that's a good one. The whole park he misses.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Could work. You never know. One last audio call here. This is one from Tom from Louisville.
Hello, Mike EB and Coaster Radio listeners. Tom from Louisville, calling in about this week's listener discussion topic, your most missed defunct ride. Mine's going to be one for my home park, Kentucky Kingdom. And the ride was called Star Chaser. What it basically was an off-the-shelf Jetstar roller coaster put inside like a big corrugated metal building, and they built a little wall so you couldn't see the track when you were loading on the train, and then you went in and rode the coaster, and they had like a mirror ball in the middle. To say it's a budget Space Mountain would like be an insult to budget Space Mountains. I mean, it was the most bare bones you could do for that sort of thing. But as kids, we loved it.
Yeah.
It was like the idea of an indoor roller coaster blew our mind. It ran from 87 to 95 at Kentucky Kingdom. It's funny, my brother came in town from Arizona a few weeks back, and we went to Kentucky Kingdom, and he asked me, he's like, is the Star Chaser still in that building? I had to explain to him it had been ages since that was in there. But it shows you that people still talk and think about it. And sometimes even the simplest little gimmick, an indoor roller coaster, even though it's a basic off-the-shelf roller coaster, doing one or two things different makes it a lot of fun. So I miss that ride a lot. I do think about it. And while I love the big Disney, super themed indoor experience coasters, I do wish some more parks would enclosed coasters. Exterminator at Kennywood's a really good time.
Yes,
so that's my extinct ride. Can't wait to hear the others. Talk to you soon.
All right, thank you so much, Tom. That is true. Anytime you take just any ride, even a Jetstar, even a flat ride, put it inside a building, add some lights, you up the thrill factor for some reason. It's true.
This comes up a lot when we talk about rides, I feel like, and this is a great one from Tom, so thank you. We talk about indoor attractions, putting a scrambler inside, right? Yeah. Or putting a casino inside. And then lighting it up and putting the wacky lights or whatever it is. This is on a whole other level, putting a roller coaster off the shelf, almost a flat ride, a Jetstar roller coaster, Schwarzkopf, indoors, but then, just some spotlights and some disco balls and call it Star Chaser. That sounds like a great time. Play some David Bowie in there or something. I don't know.
I love it.
Great.
I love it.
Cool.
A ride I always wanted to ride was the Tomb Raider ride at Kings Island that was indoors and had a Lara Croft running around. Like they actually had actors in there and stuff. Yeah, I would have liked to have seen that too. They did a pretty cool Tomb Raider at King's Dominion, but that was outdoors. So yeah, I would have loved to have seen that. That's cool. So yeah, the top spin they had.
Good one, Tom.
Yes, good one, everybody. Everybody came up with some good ones there. That was some great discussion and some rides that are missed, like and I think there's going to be others that are added to that list in the next couple of years here. We're kind of hearing about them at parks that are closing and attractions that meant something to a lot of people that are closing too. So we will revisit this topic, I'm sure, again in one of the upcoming episodes that gets us to episode 900 or 1,000.
There you go. Yeah, very good. Well, thanks everybody for participating. We love the interactive questions, but thanks to everybody who supports the show with patreon.com/Coaster Radio. You can pledge your support by subscribing to the show. You sign up there for $1, $5, $10 a month. There's perks, there's bonus content. You can get into the Coaster Radio Discord to have conversations with other fans and with me and Mike. Go to patreon.com/Coaster Radio. Support the show. But you can also go to coasterradio.com. And that's our website with other ways to support the show, the hotels.com referral link, an Amazon referral link. There's the t-shirt shop. And of course, a link to that Patreon. Patreon.com/Coaster Radio is the direct link. Do check it out. You get a discount if you subscribe for a whole year. And there are perks. There's bonus content. There's all kinds of good stuff. So go to patreon.com/Coaster Radio.
Yes, lots of fun perks, especially at the $20 level.
So much fun.
We get to say your name on the show. So we want to thank Alex Payne, Brian Wackler, Chris Rankin, Cincinnati Nick, the sweatshirt guy, our friends at Club Z, the two bearded coaster Chris's, CM Venom, Colton Toms, Dino, Grace, John Brody, John Brown, and Josh Combs.
Also, Justin Padilla, Karen Lee Howren, Kevin Wilson, Kyle Kiefer, our friends at Made to Thrill, Matt Walker, Michael Foucault, Nick from Paris, Paolo de los Reyes, Rich Barber, Rick Burnley, Shane Mankiewicz, Tom from Louisville, and Zachary Carpenter. And Mike, I think the $20 level, you also get a birthday surprise. I think it was Zach's birthday a couple of weeks ago, and I might have missed his birthday, but I'm not sure. So Zach, if I missed your birthday, email me, eb@Coaster Radio. And I will send you something because
excellent.
I'm just concerned that I left him off my list. So Zach, please, that's a perk you deserve. I got some cool stuff for the birthday club. We also have the snail mail club at the $10 level.
Right.
Do check it out, everybody. Patreon.com/Coaster Radio. Let's also say thanks to Lindner Design Company, specializing in branding, illustration, and small batch custom apparel. You can find them on Instagram at Lindner_design. And Mike, I got some Coaster Radio swag with that logo that our friend Kyle Lindner designed for us. So that's why we talk about him.
Yes. A great audience out there, man.
Yeah.
Always people helping out the show, and we appreciate you guys so much. And thanks to everybody who wrote in and called in for this week's interactive topic. And we hope you guys are just out there. Here we are, August, end of the summer, having some last great flings at the park before we get into fall. So we hope you guys are having a good time out there, and thanks for listening to the show. Great. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for being with us, and we will see you next time for a live look-in. So I don't think we'll be here next week, but probably the week after that, we'll be here for a live look-in.
Cool.
Thanks, everybody.
All right. Bye.
Bye.